Did you get everything you need, sir?
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we both leave together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay. Why don't you trust her with me?
First of all,
hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
This is my house.
You own the house, but you rent it, sir.
Stop it.
Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going
I'm
to do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call first. I can call Brett.
Don't do that. Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened
to
that door 'cause she was
everybody.
in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind us,
everybody.
so you committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
The door
closed.
was open, but she was standing
And she was
behind
standing right there. And I asked her, we coming in.
You pushed it open.
You said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
Okay.
Good blessed throwback Thursday, June the 29th, 2023. It's about 5:59 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me, anything that I say or do, anything I produce on social internet. You got that right to dislike, like. You got that right to even speak up against it if that's what you want. Because you have a First and a 14th Amendment right to the United States Constitution. And that's your prerogative. I come today, y'all. I don't make videos just to be making it. I don't make it for money because YouTube told me once I got 1,000 subscribers and no strikes on YouTube, complaints to the legitimate complaints to the YouTube community, and have so many watch time hours. I done met all those requirements, and matter of fact, I have about 1,046 subscribers, but I don't do this for money. I'm an activist. I'm an advocate for the voiceless people. In other words, the people that's afraid to speak up against the powers that be, the good old boy system, blacks using blacks, white supremacists, people that misuse and abuse not just the black community, any other community or any other person. This Blue Jay, baby Blue Jay, I seen it this morning when I was starting up the truck for my daughter on her way. One of my daughters on their way to work, and checking the other car for when my other daughter go to work. Yeah, I said they go to work, 16 and 17 years old. Got their driver's permit when both of them was 15. My youngest one scored 100. And the lady at the driver's place said that don't normally happen. But yet a lot of people talk about me because I took my children out of the Charleston R1 school district here in Charleston, Missouri, because they let a white bus driver, and it doesn't matter the color again, but I believe color made a key factor in it by my daughters being, me being black and my daughters and them being black and their mother being Dominican and Puerto Rican, versus a white bus driver that came from Arkansas that they didn't know much about. And then a white police officer, school resource officer, Brenda Bedford, after I made my complaint, she questioned my daughter about 5 days later by herself, without my permission, without my presence, without my knowledge, without me being there, and tried to turn my daughter's story around. My daughter was 5 years old then. And that's what remind me of this here, this little baby blue jay. This baby blue jay is safe right here in our backyard. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully her mother will be able to do something for her. But my point is, the fights that I've been fighting here in Charleston, Missouri, lately has been up against an individual that's a convicted felon, voter fraud felon, that worked it for a somewhat, to some people, a powerful organization called the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. First day was in East Prairie, Missouri. You see what I'm saying? And they had some of their programs ran out of our Civic Center here in Charleston, Missouri, the C.F. Bowen Center, formerly known as the Lincoln School, where back in the day, from 61 on back, the white people didn't, and if the shoe fit, wear it, they didn't want blacks to go to the then Charleston Consolidated School number 7, which is Charleston R1 School District today. Follow what I'm saying. A history that keep on repeating itself. But anyway, they was using the C.F. Bowen Center. They made millions of dollars. Then the G&H furniture company that was here in Charleston, Missouri, they gave the furniture company, they gave the building to the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. They immediately, Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center immediately fixed it up real good. I seen some of the blacks here helping them pave it and everything. They always keep a couple of educated blacks in there for a while until they tired of them, then they get another one. It's a story that I'm finna tell, if you follow it. You see, this baby blue jay, parents ain't there, so they need somebody there to protect it. And God put them in the right yard. You see, just like my daughters, when they left my house for school, I put it upon the Charleston R1 School District to take care, protect, love, and cherish my daughters. But they didn't. Instead, they tried to cover up an abuse. But you see, God seen it. But let me show you something now. Now here it is. A female, black female, that's not from here, that has 2 children, little children, working for the CEO and president of Fresh Start Performance Center Incorporation. If you want to believe everything that they say, you would believe that 2 addresses that you Google up on Google is actually the Fresh Start Performance Centers in Corp location, a center. But when you go by them, you will see that they're not centered, that they're homes. Homes that's owned by the CEO and president. Just recently, somebody sent me something where something called B Magazine honored this individual CEO and president of the Fresh Start Performance Center, which he runs a whole lot of other things. Stella's Consultants, Cy Williams Committee, and so many other ones. But you can believe on Fresh Start alone, they got $2.1 million from 2020 to 2023. We know ain't none of that went in the black community. But when I was exposing what a young female who was living at 603 Lee Street here in Charleston, Missouri, she was smart. She worked it for this individual until this individual gave her a house. She didn't know this individual had a history like they said R. Kelly had. They had a history like some of these other individuals that's in power and have positions in a little money, black and white, other nationalities. It's a shoe fit, wear it, that use and abuse these females. But this female was finna be evicted. And this CEO who all these people honoring, saying he's a difference maker. Yes, a difference maker in their eyesight as being a positive difference maker, but in the eyesight of individuals like myself and individuals like this female that he tried to burst into the house in front of a deputy from the Mississippi County, Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. Witness it. You will hear it. You will hear this. A slumlord says, this is my house. And telling the sheriff deputy, when the sheriff deputy told him, you just committed an assault and a burglary. You renting this house. You can't just burst in. Anybody that know, you have to go through legal procedures. Just keep focusing on this baby blue jay. Because that's what I look at my daughter was, a baby blue jay. You see what I'm saying? That needed protection. See, the mother is not in the immediate area, but I am, and I'm going to protect this thing. I'm not going to kill it. I'm not going to let no cats. I'm not going to let no dogs or nobody else come on the property and do anything to them. Because you see what that say? No trespassing. But anyway, now, this sheriff deputy took an oath to uphold the law. And he was upholding the law. And he told this individual, this CEO. You see, the CEO remind me of Donald Trump, thinking they're above the law. It took a while, but they cracking down on Donald Trump and his whole family. Them millions of dollars. You see what I'm saying? Can't help him. But you can hear this CEO clearly telling the sheriff deputy when he asked him, are you done getting everything that you need? Because he was there to protect that female and her two daughters, made sure everything was done legal. But a crime was committed, 2 crimes was committed in front of him, an assault and a burglary. And he told this CEO, if you don't leave, I'm going to arrest you. And then the CEO told the sheriff deputy, Nicholas Pratt, I can call Brent Farrow. Brent Farrow is the deputy's, sheriff deputy's boss, because he's the sheriff here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. So whatever he tell the sheriff you can't do, the sheriff gonna follow so he won't be insubordinated. But that sheriff quit his job and went to New Madrid. That's what a smart individual would do. That's a law enforcement official. But let me show you. This man, if you listen to this video real good, this CEO told this sheriff deputy, I can call Brent Farrow, I work for him. Now this is a felon. Work for the sheriff has more power than the sheriff deputy. Ain't that something? That made the sheriff deputy feel that his badge, his authority is nothing when it comes to certain people that got connection with the sheriff. You see what I'm saying? That should be considered official misconduct by the sheriff, hindering an arrest, and so many other crimes. But let me show you. The chief of police, Robert Hearns, some of y'all call him Bobby Hearns, the same thing. I exposed this on the 15th, and then his CEO daughter gets up and filed for an emergency protection order against me because I'm exposing her father. People exposed her father a long time ago, but the law enforcement officials, the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, which have victim advocates now. My daughter was a victim at the Charleston R1 school district with this white bus driver misusing her, but the school resource officer, Brenda Bedford, who's a police officer for the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, Didn't write a report. You can go down there. It happened February the 1st, 2012. You'll go down there and you won't find nothing. You won't even find an incident report because they covered it up. That means that it never happened. But you see, one thing about it, this town with this chief of police, he brought me a petition that this CEO's daughter had filed against me on the 15th because she filed it on the 15th of June 2023, the same day that I uploaded a crime that her daddy committed. Now, why would the chief bring this here to me personally? You know why? Because the chief and the sheriff here in Mississippi County, they work hand in hand with this guy because they cover up crime. But let me show you this here. Now, when I went to court yesterday, Wednesday, June the 28th, 2023, and to answer to this petition, the CEO of the Fresh Start, his wife, his daughter that put this, trying to get the protection order against me, her husband, and guess who else? None other than the victim advocate for Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center with her. What did I do to her? I gently asked her questions. Have I ever met you before? She said no. Have I ever said anything to you in life? No. She said I was parking by a house. But I asked her what's on that same street. She ain't been living in that house a month, I believe, because some people say she just moved back in town. But I parked in front of the city hall because that's where we go pay our water bill. I'm not going to walk 2 miles because she don't want me parking in front of City Hall. I know her daddy owned a lot of property, but sooner or later the IRS and the feds will wonder and get to picking around and see where all that came from. But what would the victim advocate come to court with her for as if she a victim? She's an individual that tried to retaliate because I exposed her father for committing a crime. He been doing this here for years to women. And I'm praying that women get to speaking up. Don't lie. All you got to do is tell the truth. But now, me and my daughters been victims over here on Vine Street by a bunch of young punks, black punks, threatening to kidnap my daughters, threatening me to take down my YouTube. That's what the CEO for Fresh Start daughter tried to do, is retaliate because I'm exposing a video that's showing him committing a crime, listening to him committing a crime, and nothing is done. Remember what we started off, this baby chick. That female is about 30-something years old. I have a granddaughter that's 32, my oldest granddaughter. My oldest daughter is about 37. I would want to protect her, and I would want somebody else to protect them if I'm not around. Just like that mother of this little Blue Jay, hoping and praying that they baby be all right. Now, what was Susanna Wesley with all these crimes have been committed against me and my 2 daughters? Nowhere around. Back in 2019, when an individual came up to Boomland and assaulted me several times, it was on tape. What was Susanna Wesley? The police, they thought it was funny. What was Susanna Wesley when the police officers came into my house, took my 2 daughters when they was 1 and 2 back in 2008 for no just cause? And when I got them back, now Susanna Wesley was involved in that. They took the mother who was addicted to heroin down to East Prairie when they had their women's shelter, another thing that they make millions of dollars off of. Where was they at when I got my daughters and them back? And my daughter arm had been broke out in the streets when she was out there in the jungles of Chicago, Cabrini Green, for 70 days and 70 nights, living in the streets. What was Susanna Wesley victim advocates at then? They victim advocates, they don't protect real victims. You see what I'm saying? They protect individuals that come in our black community, like the CEO of the Fresh Start. They protect people like him. I'm gonna show you why. In the 1990s, about 1996, 97, this same CEO was working for Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. Committed another crime, voter fraud, but the feds got a hold to him. This voter fraud wasn't in the white community where Susanna Wesley go back to after they close their shops here in our community. That's where they bring all of their programs in our community, but they don't bring nothing back. This man was convicted of voter fraud coming in our black neighborhood for the white people. And if the shoe fit, wear it. Not all white people, but the corrupted white people. And coming to drug addicts and alcoholics and having them to vote for who these corrupted white people wanted him to vote for, giving them $1 or a bag of candy or a cigar or a 40-ounce can of beer. Now, all of them was equivalent to $1 back then. That's what he thought about the black community, the drug addicts and the alcoholics. Now you see what he think about our black women. He ain't gonna go kick in a white woman's dope. I bet you the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center victim advocate ain't gonna represent him then. That particular lady that was in the court with him, if he came and kicked in your daughter's dope because she wouldn't want to have sex with him and try to put him out, and a deputy witnessed it and wanted to arrest him, and then the sheriff wouldn't let him arrest him, I bet you would have went to other authorities. But you ain't going to other authority because it's a black woman, you white, and you don't care. Don't y'all think Susanna Wesley care about the black victims here in Charleston, Missouri? What they do is they get some of these women to get in their programs to send men and did something to them, like they did this CEO's of a Fresh Start's daughter. She put all this stuff together saying how terrified she is of me. But she cannot show one thing what I ever did to her besides respond to when she came on my Facebook page, calling me an irrelevant, ignorant individual. But I'm going to leave it at this here, y'all. Women, men, all of y'all that done work for this individual or been having issues like this young lady did. This young lady went to Susanna Wesley for a domestic. And when she told him who the person was, the CEO of Fresh Start, they told her that they couldn't help her. She went to Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority to try to get an apartment because this man put her and her daughters out. They was living in a house that's unfit. All you have to do is go around by 603 Vine Street here in Charleston, Missouri. She was put out in December, and you will look and see it's still boarded up because it wasn't fit to live in. But this man in the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri, all of them is connected with the Housing Authority. All you got to do is look and see how many NAACP members the Housing Authority executive director has over there. The C.F. Bauer Center, which is connected to the Housing Authority at 700 Cy Williams Avenue, formerly known as 700 Elm Street, South Elm Street. This CEO runs all the programs there. This CEO owns multiple properties here in Charleston, Missouri, on the black side of town. But I'm gonna leave it at this here. The police department, some of the people in the courthouse, when I say the police department, if the shoe fit, wear it, because the CEO has a former brother-in-law that has rank in the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. The CEO of Fresh Start has programs that he has inside of the Mississippi County Jail that he claims he's doing, but a thorough investigation by the right authorities, they'll see he don't even do that. How is this CEO, a convicted felon, able to go get a individual that's in the Mississippi County Jail for wrestling down a disabled person, taking his gun, shooting in the air, and the guy that wrestled him down and shot in the air was already a felon? How is this CEO was able to go into that Mississippi County Jail himself? He's not a law enforcement official. We see he don't have no respect for law enforcement officials when he told Nicholas Pratt, who told him he was committing a burglary and assault, that he can call his superior. But how was this man able to go into the Mississippi County Jail and go get this here felon who was presently on charges, discharging a firearm as a felon, assaulting a disabled person, and take him all the way 45 miles away from Charleston, Missouri, to the Gibson Center, which they have recovering for addicts? How was he able to do that? Let me tell you how he's able to do it. Because that individual assaulted a a disabled person. Let him do something to a white person, and I tell you, it'd be different. Some of these judges need to be investigated. Susanna Wesley, the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri. I'm going to leave it at this. If y'all see something like this abandoned Blue Jay, if y'all see something like what happened to that female, give me the information. I don't care if I get locked up. I don't care if I get murdered. I'll still speak up. That's my mission. I'm an activist. I'm an advocate for the voiceless people. God bless this little Blue Jay, and bless all you people that have been victims of this Fresh Start CEO. And then somebody showed me last night that this CEO's wife put something on Facebook, and I know it was directed to me, saying, well, you can do or say what you want to me, but I'm not going to have you doing nothing to somebody that I gave birth to. The old me will come out. To me, that's an indirectly threat. The old me will come out. I don't care if the old, new, used come out. I'm going to stand my ground. You see what I'm saying? Y'all may run the police department. Y'all may have connection with Susanna West and all these corrupted places that don't care nothing about blacks. But I'm going to stand my ground because I work for God. Peace be still.
You get everything you need, sir.
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we go leave together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust that with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
First of all,
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
this is my house.
You own the house, but you rent it, sir.
Stop it.
Listen to me, man.
Fred. Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going
I'm
to do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call fire. I can call Brent.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened
to
that door 'cause
everybody.
he was in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind us,
everybody.
so you committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
The door
closed.
was open, but she was
And
standing
she was
behind it,
standing right there. And I asked her, we coming in.
You pushed it
You
open.
said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
Okay.
I'm getting a little old. I forgot to tell y'all something else, which most of you all know. I'm not only an NAACP member, but I'm an active NAACP member. The only NAACP member here in Charleston, Missouri, that's standing up against all wrong, no matter if white do it, black do it, no matter if a judge do it, the prosecuting attorney do it, the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority do it, or anybody else, police chief, sheriff, or anybody else. Tell me how many times here in Charleston, Missouri, have y'all seen the NAACP stand up for anything? They don't even invite me to the meetings anymore. I just talked to one of the people from the Underground Railroad, Triple R. That's my underground. That's what Triple R is, Raymond Research and Recovery. They told me a couple of months ago they had a NAACP meeting at 428 West Iron Bank Road here in Charleston, Missouri, which is supposed to be a office, but it's a home that's being rented and used as an office as this for the CEO of Fresh Start. They had an NAACP meeting there. They wouldn't fight against the housing authority executive director when he wanted to bar me from all the housing authority properties for merely complaining about some of the people from the housing authority tearing up my bushes, coming on my door, beating on my door. And I had video of all of this here, being threatened by some of them, had video. No police, no sheriff, no law enforcement official doing anything about it. But I didn't go to court to be barred. The housing authority guy just used his authority like the Susanna Wesley do, like some of the judges here in the 33rd Circuit Court in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County does, how the sheriff of the Mississippi County Detention Center does, and how the chief of police here in Charleston, Missouri does. But let me tell you, they never came to my aid and assistance. They never came to my daughter's aid and assistance. But one thing about it, God gonna reveal that he had already revealed, but he gonna reveal it to the right law enforcement officials to see why is these two black individuals that's buying up all this property in Charleston, Missouri, and y'all know who they are. You see what I'm saying? Getting these 1 and 2 million grants. You see what I'm saying? And ain't bringing nothing back in the black community. Susanna Wesley been doing it for decades. But you don't see none of these people speaking up when me and my daughter's being victim. But I give it to them. I'm going to tell y'all, all the sheriff deputies here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and all the Charleston, Missouri police officers here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County is not corrupt like they bosses are. They does their job by writing reports. But then when you have a good old boy system that the chief of police is a part of, and the sheriff is a part of, and some people in the court, in the 33rd Circuit Court here in Mississippi County, Missouri, is part of, then that's all they can do. Everything that me and my daughter filed against people that did us wrong, we haven't seen a victim advocate check. We haven't seen no support from any of the black or white preachers. We haven't seen no support from these so-called Stop the Violence organizations. Definitely not the NAACP. My daughters and them let their membership expire because they don't see nothing the NAACP doing. I'm going to leave you with this here. Peace, be still.
You get everything you need, sir.
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we go be together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
First of all,
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
this is my house.
You own the house that you rented, sir.
Stop it.
Listen to me, man.
Uh-huh.
Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going
I'm
to do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call first.
You can call Brent.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened that
to
door 'cause she
everybody.
was in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind us,
everybody.
so you
No,
committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house
You're
if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
Uh-huh. You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
Yeah, the door
closed.
was open, but she was
And she
standing
was
behind
standing,
it.
she was
And you
standing right
pushed it
there.
open.
And I asked her, we coming in.
Pushed it
You
open.
said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
Okay.